fly, no lie. You know this. Holy.
And with all that being said, I've decided to continue my athletic and academic career at the Stanford University.
Yes, sir.
Network, it means everything to me. Back when I didn't have all these offers, maybe like one or two, he was always promoting me, trying to get me on the radar, this guy, you need to look out for him. It really means, the world to me. Bacon, he's been there, like I said, since I've been small. Always shouting me out and always just trying to put me on, just give me notice more than I really appreciate Bacon.
I mean, shoot, I was the new kid. Faison kind of was with the Ducks for a little minute. So my first year, of course, he had all the hype. He was probably about like 6'2" at 12. He was a mutant. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was a mutant. But I mean, from then you could see just the potential he had. I mean, I'm not surprised he's the number one quarterback. If you would have seen him in youth ball, you would have thought he was the number one quarterback in that class back then. So I mean, like going against him kind of like prepared you already for like what high school was. I mean, he looked like a high school quarterback around that time. So I mean, like trash talking with him. He's more quiet though. I will say that he don't talk that much trash. But I mean, like trash talking with him, going out there and hitting drills with Faison. I mean, that kind of like just builds you ready. I mean, hopefully I play against him in college. I would love it.
As y'all know, this is the Sizzling News Podcast. What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the Sizzling News Podcast, man. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. We got special guests in the building, man. My co-host's not here. I'm sure he's going to join a little bit later, but we can't let our guests wait, man. We got to get into it with Coach Chaz Ferdinand, the new Northgate head football coach, man. So we're going to bring him on here in just a few moments. But before we do that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube page, man. Any other guests, coaches y'all want to see, man, y'all know what to do. Holler at me in the DM and Najeh Wilk on all platforms, man. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it with Coach Ferdinand. Coach, what's good?
Up, man?
What's poppin'?
How are you, dude?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Man, I can't complain. I'm blessed.
Yes, sir, man. Well, first off, before we even begin the show, man, let me go ahead and give you your congratulations.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Yes,
it means
sir.
a lot coming from you.
For sure, man. And those don't know me and Coach Ferdinand go way back. I've known him for probably about 3 years. He always invited me out to Kell High School, man, to see his kids play, put me on game with kids as well. So, for you, Coach, just walk me through this journey before we go to Northgate and everything that happened. Walk me through the journey of coaching and how you got up to this point.
Yeah, so I've always kind of known I wanted to be a coach. I've known that probably since I was a 10th grader. And my journey is like many others. I played on the collegiate level. I got the opportunity to coach at my alma mater immediately after finishing up my playing career. So I coached a season there at Birmingham Southern as the running backs coach there. Being a position coach in Division III is not super lucrative. So I definitely saw an opportunity to transition into high school and kind of take a step there. And then all along my journey, you're going to realize there's going to be lots of stops where it's a lot of, God shining his light on me and just being connected to the right people. So we had a young man that was an incoming freshman that I helped recruit at Birmingham Southern. His name was Chandler Hood. He played at North Gwinnett. So his dad actually, was really, we grew kind of close in the recruiting process. And he kind of always, stayed in touch throughout the season, even though the recruiting process was done and wanted to talk to me. And I was the running back coach. I didn't even coach his son. His son played offensive line. So when he heard that I was, leaving and looking into going into high school, he actually connected me. The defensive coordinator at North Gwinnett at the time was getting his first head coaching job. So he was looking for assistance, and that was Jason Thompson. So we ended up connecting, and I ended up going over to South Paulding with him, and that was Coach Thompson's first head coaching job, and that was in 2018. So in 2018, we went 2-8. That program hadn't had a lot of success before that either, but that offseason was a really big offseason. We saw the light come on for a lot of kids. That was kind of when I started the whole college recruiting deal and getting kind of good at that. And we made that flip. So in 2019, we won 9 games. That was the most wins they had since, like 2014. Did a lot of really good things there. Coach Thompson got the opportunity to go back to Gwinnett, which was kind of, home base for him and where he wanted to be. So he got the head job at Central Gwinnett and brought me along and kind of promoted me and gave me more responsibility, kind of put me in a higher level assistant role. In year one, we went 1-9, but did some really good things. I got a chance to really see what loving on kids looked like in a program, and how that can transform kids' lives. So I'm really grateful for that experience. Year two, he gave me more and essentially gave me play calling responsibilities. So that was really good for me. Being a young coach, I was 26 at the time, so that was there weren't a lot of 26-year-old play callers. And the good thing about it too, I was never like bang the table like I'm the offensive coordinator at Central Gwinnett or anything like that. Like it was always a collaborative effort. The titled offensive coordinator was Coach Duval Braxton, who's a mentor to me, and we kind of shared it. But as the season went on, he gave me more and more and more. Coach Braxton kind of knew what he was doing. He was trying to prepare me for this moment, I think. And then after the second season at Central Gwinnett, Coach Thompson actually pulled me into his office, and essentially we had a conversation that was like, for the betterment of your career, I want you to spread your wings and kind of fly and go do some new things, because at the time he was like, this bit rebuild is going to take some time, and I think you have a really bright future, and I want you to go capitalize on what you've done and the success you've had. So another happenstance, God shining his light on me. My wife is a chiropractor, so my wife was actually doing her student shadowing, and this is now we're in 2021. She's doing her student shadowing, and she's at an office out in Lithia Springs, and she happens to be adjusting or helping adjust some patients, and when that patient's name was Bobby May. So they actually got to connect with each other, and she was like, "Hey, my fiance is a football coach." I was her fiance at the time. My fiance is a football coach, and he was like, "Well, I'm a football coach," and they kind of connected. And then he kind of said, "Well, I'd heard of him because they lived out by South Paulding at the time when he was the head coach at Westlake, because they're not actually that far away from each other." So that connection kind of happened. So when I was looking for a job, I actually had the intention of going to Westlake, and me and Coach May had some intensive conversations about that. But they were in the middle of a playoff run, so essentially he was like, "Hey, let's let this playoff run finish, and then we'll talk." And then it went real silent for a little while. And then Westlake was eliminated from the playoffs, and it was still kind of silent. We're getting into Christmas, and then he finally calls me and said, "Hey, I went silent on you for a little bit because I'm probably not going to be able to bring you to Westlake." And I kind of got down. I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna, go figure out another plan." And he said, "But I may be able to bring you somewhere else. Can you meet me?" Blah 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 blah. We met up, and he ended up taking me over to Kell and showing me around. And come to find out, he was the new head coach at Kell. So that's how I ended up at Kell, and then spent the last 4 seasons there, and got to learn, you know, all of the different things that Coach May does to build relationships and to build a program, and the branding piece of it, and the marketability piece of it, and just the managing of a larger program like that, and the success we've had. I think those were really valuable tools for me to pick up along the way. And we had a lot of success there, and especially this year, obviously going to the Final Four and doing the things that we did. I think it put me in a position to have this opportunity that I have now, and I'm super excited about it, super stoked up.
Now, a question for you. Obviously, you talk about everything that happened. Appreciate you sharing that full journey, man. Thank you so much for that. So you was with Coach May. So were you also, I believe you were offensive coordinator, or were you the co-offensive coordinator?
I was a co-offensive coordinator, yeah.
Okay, so obviously you got roles. So if you don't mind sharing, like what did that entail? Were you responsible for certain positions? Did you have to kind of make sure everything was pieced together? Like how did that look to you?
So essentially, kind of the way it split up was co-offensive coordinator was we had a run game. Run game was Coach Tyner, and then pass game would be myself. That was obviously super collaborative with Coach May. Coach May is the offensive play caller. He actually, called it on Friday night. So much like a Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. There's an OC at Ole Miss, but Lane Kiffin calls it, right? So same situation there, but just the game planning piece, and the kind of looking at what defenses are giving us week to week, and creating a game plan, and being the coordinator of that, and making sure that scripts are done, and certain pieces are there, and kind of again, more of a collaborative effort, which is I think the best version of football you can have, when it's one person locked in a room and they're kind of like, "Hey, I got the offense, and I'm just gonna do my thing." I think that really limits itself. So I think that was the really cool thing at Kell, and I think you could see it a lot in what we did offensively. Like, no one could ever say, "Hey, Kell only throws the ball," and no one could ever really say that Kell only runs the ball. I think we were extremely balanced. We never had a season at Kell where we didn't have a 2,500-yard passer. We never had a season at Kell where we didn't run for over 1,700, 1,800 yards. So I think those things were due to that collaborative effort. But like, yeah, it's just all of us working together in that piece.
And then obviously, like I said, talk about all the success you had. So, what are one or two or a couple lessons you're going to take as you get this head coaching gig from Kell that you're going to kind of try to implement?
Um, I think the biggest thing that I took from Coach May offensively is players in that place.
Mm,
Really figuring out what do kids do well, what can kids remember because we can't play football for them. I can only give them the information that I have in the best way I can give it to them. So I got to make sure that they can understand it and receive it, and then execute it, and also make sure like it fits their skill set. So I think the biggest thing is like not being married to a system per se, but being more so married to what are the ways that I get my kids the ball and put them in positions to be successful so that we have success. I think that's the big thing offensively. And then team wise, honestly, is I just think the marketing piece of it, and no pub is bad pub. Like obviously there's some bad pub out there. You can do things that is negative marketing, but people have to know like what you have going on. And I think in today's day and age of Georgia high school athletics, like if people don't know that your program exists, if people don't see the good things that your kids are doing, then what are you really doing it for? Like it's about the kids. So if the kids are getting that exposure and the kids are getting that spotlight and that stage, then you're doing it for the right reasons.
We'll revisit Kell a little bit later. So I'm going to ask you that. Talk about the marketing piece being huge. So what do you plan to do, I guess, to get the kids out there? We know this is kind of your specialty. Nobody knows this, but
Yeah.
you're really good at marketing and recruiting, getting college coaches there, getting media there. This is what you specialize in. But how do you plan to do that with Northgate?
I Northgate's in a really good place, and I think that's the next step for Northgate. I think Coach Whitley did a lot of really good things to get that program where it is now in the 2 years he was there. Coach McDonald, who preceded Coach Whitley, he won 100 games. He's a really decorated head coach. I have to talk highly of him because he was my high school head coach. But I think the foundation and the bones are there, and now it's time for it to take that next step into kind of being that marketable media darling on TV. But I mean, if you really think about where Northgate is, right? Like people think Noonan is so far out there. Well, first of all, Northgate's the most northern school in Noonan, right? So like I can spit from my field house, and if I spit hard enough, I probably am gonna hit Maurice Dixon and Creekside. Like it's that close. Like we're 14 minutes away. So the same light that people view Creekside, Langston Hughes, Northgate's not that far away. I mean, 85 South is it's a school that literally the interstate runs alongside our stadium. So it's not like it's some far off the beaten path school that you got to get off the interstate down in the country. You'll never find it. Like it's right off of an exit, right on the interstate. There are so many things about Northgate. The size of the school, the student population, the diversity that's there. I don't I don't see why we can't have that market and be that type of school on the South Side. And that's the biggest thing is being a kid from the South Side and then kind of transplanting myself north for most of my career. Like I've kind of built this career in Cobb and in Gwinnett and watched what happens in Coweta and what's happened in South Fulton and like, why can they not have that? And I think, like, again, Creekside's broken that barrier a lot. Langston Hughes has broken that barrier. Coach May did it at Westlake, broke that barrier. But like before those guys and before that happened, and like South Fulton was a forgotten place. And I think Coweta is in that same realm. And if you think about the three schools that are there, Northgate, Noonan, and East Coweta, there's a lot of success that's been there. There's a lot of tradition that's been there. So why isn't that on that same stage? That's on us. That's on me. So like I can tell you, right, like we started a new team Instagram page today. So make sure you follow that at NG Vikings FB. Make sure you follow that. We started a new team Instagram today. Revamped our Twitter a little bit. Try to get that going. Just trying to make sure the right things are in place so that, kind of as we take this step in the spring and the wee balls of the world and the next trends of the world are hitting me up, that we have the infrastructure in place to have those events and have those media shoots and kind of start the ball rolling on that.
All right, so Coach, I want to have a broader discussion. I think you brought up a great point that I want to talk about. The South Side, right? Like you said, so many people go to the North. We know this, players going up North, coaches, we see it all the time. But like you said, Creekside was obviously foundational in that. Langston Hughes, you talked about what you want to do. Why do you think so many coaches don't want to come back to the South Side and pretty much make it what Creekside and Langston has been able to do, winning state championships for the first time and in a history and things like that? So Why do you think we don't see more of it? And why do you want to be kind of one of those coaches like the Maurice Dixons, like the formerly Coach Boone, and bring that championship to Northgate?
I mean, again, the foundation is there. Like Noonan's been super successful, and again, I gotta pub it a little bit. It's my alma mater, even though like that's the other school now. But like it the foundational pieces are there. I think is again, it's just that next step of somebody pushing the envelope and saying, hey, we're gonna be this too. We're gonna take social media serious. We're gonna take exposure serious. We're gonna take these things serious. Now, don't get me wrong. You got to work hard and you got to win games. Like I don't ever want to be like. I'm proud of what I've done in my career, and I understand that the social media and the marketing and all of that is a piece of it and it's part of it. But at the end of the day, like we want to be the hardest working, toughest, most connected football team in Georgia. I told the kids that on day one in our first team meeting. Like we're going to outwork people because we have to. We're going to be tougher than people, and that's a contact sport. That's something that you have to be shown and you have to be taught. I'm not going to just roll over in the morning and hope that the Northgate Vikings are tougher today. Like I have to do something as a coach to give you those opportunities to practice toughness, to be in those situations so that you are tougher. And then we're going to be the most connected football team in Georgia. So it means we're going to love each other. And I think those things matter just as much as anything that we're talking about right now. But when you combine those things, that's when you get a recipe for really successful things. And again, like I joked with all the college coaches, like those guys go to Creekside, go to Langston Hughes, and then they turn around and go to the airport. And there's another school about 13 minutes further south, US 29. If you just take another 30 minutes of your day, there's just some really talented players there. So that, again, that's my job to make sure that that's happening.
For sure. All right, Coach. So I want to ask you from this standpoint. I feel like this is never asked, but what do you need, Coach, in order to be successful, you think, at this stop at Northgate High School? I feel like coaches are never asked that. It's always what are you going to do? What's your plan? I'm asking you as a head coach for your first time, what do you need to be successful? Do you need the community behind you, the students bought in? Like, what do you need to take this program where you want it to go?
Najee, why are you asking the hard questions tonight? All right. It's there. That part is there. I want to be able to surround myself and surround the boys with elite men. And I think that's the biggest piece that a lot of guys who get put in this chair, they lose sight of is, I work so hard to get in this chair. So I put pressure on myself to have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. Not even close. So I have to make sure that the people around me, I told the administrator in my interview, like I never, ever, ever want to be the smartest person in the room. If I am the smartest person in a room on our staff, we have a serious problem. So like that is priority number one for me. And I think that is priority number one for our administration because they understand. I want to surround myself with elite coaches, elite men, elite fathers and husbands, because those are the people who are going to be around our kids. And those are the people that are going to be around our student body, not just our football players. They're going to be around everybody that is associated with being a Northgate Viking. And that is the foundational piece. That's that cornerstone. That's that concrete cinder block. Like we can't really do anything if that doesn't happen first. There's nothing else that we can talk about on this podcast tonight that matters if there's not elite men in that room. So that's what I need. Like the community is there. The community, they love Valhalla. They love being Northgate Vikings. It's an incredible cluster. Our elementary schools are second to none. Two of the elementary schools are top 35 elementary schools in the state of Georgia. The middle schools that feed into Northgate are awesome. Blake Bass won a Coweta County championship 2 years ago. Those are the same kids that everybody kind of knows now at Northgate. That's Ledger Clements. That's Woody Scatini. That's Trey Gill. Those kids want, like, the talent's there. The talent's been there. I won't get too deep into it, but there are kids that used to be Northgate Vikings that are really successful other places too. So like the talent is there. That's not an issue. The community loves the place. The admin, like Dr. Wilkes, is so fired up and so competitive. Like that is a principal. She is so awesome. She's been so awesome through this process. It matters there. And like that's Coweta County and Bacon can tell you that like football matters there. So like the pieces are there. We just gotta push the car a little bit and make it take off. That's all.
My last question for bring on a Noonan alum, and obviously, like I say, he can speak to it even better than I can. I know you both guys are obviously from Coweta County, so I'll let you guys have that piece. But what's coming up, Coach? Like I know you asked at the end, but what's kind of the schedule coming up? I know spring ball's right around the corner. You're gonna have summer. You guys plan to participate in 7-on-7s. How does everything look with recruiting and all that kind of heating up for you guys?
We will have spring practice, and we will have a spring game. That spring game will be versus McIntosh, and that schedule will be out soon. But and then we'll have an active summer, just like I'm accustomed to doing, same as we've done at Kell, and I did at South Paulding and South Paulding and Central Gwinnett with Coach Thompson. Those things won't change. We'll work our butt off, and we'll kind of have it kind of split the same way I've kind of gotten accustomed under Coach May, where June will be about throwing and it'll be about skill and it'll be about those things. And July will be about football, and we'll hit our patty camps, and we'll kind of get ready for what's coming in August, and then fired up about what's on the schedule in August. Obviously, PSR definitely changes things, and I like the way our schedule is set up for us in the PSR era. Um, play a really competitive, really robust non-region schedule, and then obviously, it's been the talk. Everybody's talked to me about it since I took the job, what that region schedule looks like. But I'm fired up to go to Grisham Stadium and play Carrollton. I'm fired up for the Douglas County Tigers to come to Valhalla and put the ball down. I said it in my tweet. I said it in my interview. Like, they asked me, like, does this region schedule, is it daunting to you? Does it scare you? And I told them straight up, I'll put the ball down in the middle of Bullsboro and oncoming traffic. I do not care. We wrap up helmets. They will have on helmets like we do. They will have on shoulder pads. We will have on shoulder pads, and we will play football. And whoever is the better coached, better conditioned, tougher, more connected team will win the football game. And I'm excited to see who that will be. My for it to be the Northgate Vikings, but I mean, I don't guarantee wins. I don't live in that business. I live in the business of working hard and embracing the hunt, which is, the process, which is 6 inches, and then do it over and over again, like continuing to just attack rights directly in front of us. So fired up. But full off-season calendar still in the works. I put it to you this way: I moved into my office today, so that's about where we are. So a little bit at a time. You can only eat an elephant a bite at a time, but we're gonna get it done, and I'm excited about it.
100%, man. First and foremost, again, congratulations, coach, man. Welcome back to the city,
Hold
man.
on, Najeh. I gotta get on your man's, because every time he get on
coach,
he wanna be all proper. He wanna be all, oh, yeah, coach, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, coach. Thank you for calling him out.
We have known each other since.
Come on.
I understand, I'm trying to make it look good for the people. I get that one call you Chaz, you know what I mean? Like, damn, call him Chaz. You don't respect him, dog.
That's not what we're doing.
Appreciate the respect that you give.
Right.
Do.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let Coach go back. Coach is right. We trying to make this fun and authentic. We trying to make this
I'm on the podcast with family, man. I'm not good. I did the Score Atlanta one already. That was the button up one. I gotta be all. I did that one already. I'm on the pod with family. Come on, man. Let's talk about it.
All right, Chaz. So I'm not sure if Najeh already asked you, man, but just how does it feel to be back home, man? First and foremost,
that's the question I've been waiting on. This is home. So I mean, this is this is different. So like, obviously my life. Obviously, I was raised in Noonan. I met my wife in Noonan. My wife works in Noonan now. So like, that was the one thing a lot of people don't know about this whole thing. Like, essentially, we live right on the Flint River, on the border of Fayette County and Spalding County. I live roughly 12 minutes south of Whitewater High School. I was commuting every day from there to Kell High School.
Good God Almighty.
Because Kell is a wonderful place, and I told the kids, like, when I told the kids at Kell that I was leaving, that it would have taken a special opportunity for me to leave Kell. I would have continued to get in my car. I bought an electric car just for this, but like, I would have continued to get in my car and drive to Kell, because Kell is that special of a place. But this was home, and this was being a head coach at home in the highest classification at a place that has really good bones and a really good foundation. Shout out to Coach Whitley, a legend, and he's going to do a great job at Westlake. I just hope not, obviously we don't plan for him to do a good job versus us in region play, but that this was an opportunity that I really couldn't pass up. And essentially, it gives me the opportunity. We're going to put our house on the market in early spring, and we're going to move to Noonan, and it's going to give my son the opportunity to go to schools where I went and grow up in the community I grew up in, and my wife my wife not have to commute 40 minutes from home to work, and me not have to commute an hour and a half from home to work, and kind of change the structure of our life. Um, and again, have the opportunity to do it in an awesome community, in an awesome place that wants to love football and wants to be successful and has gotten a little taste and wants more. So we're gonna work our butt off to give ourselves the opportunity to give them exactly what they're looking for. Um, I couldn't be, and I know like I'm not super jumping up for joy, which I'm not supposed to be. We're on the podcast. I also kind of have a sinus allergy thing going on for the last 48 hours. I don't know what's
couldn't even tell, Coach.
all the stuff, what's going on. So like, you groggy voice, but like I couldn't be more fired up about an opportunity than I am about this one. Like this is a place I want to be. Like I want to be here and be here. You know what I'm saying? And like and really build it. Like Najee talked about, bringing a championship here, like that's the timing I'm on, for real. And I understand the work it's gonna take, and like I want to roll my sleeves up and do that work. I want to stick my hands in the mud and pull out the rocks and pull out the weeds and do the things that need to be done so that we can be on that level. Like I wish y'all got Bacon's got to come by,
For
both
sure.
y'all, with a camera, and we can do a facilities kind of walkthrough like Royal Key on YouTube.
It was.
You saw the facilities we have and what's coming that nobody's really talking about right now, and I'm not gonna talk about because it's easy. I ain't gonna talk about it yet. But what's coming and what we have, I will put our facilities with anybody in the state. Like obviously, I know what Carrollton is, and I know what Gainesville is. Hell, I know what Noonan is down the road. But like what we have for a high school in 7A in this opportunity, like we I told somebody the other day, I couldn't have asked for most guys that get a first time head coaching job at age 30 couldn't have asked for a better spot.
Say it again.
Couldn't have asked for a better spot. There are 97 kids on our roster, not counting what's coming from the middle school.
Talented too.
Like there's bones. There's bones. I'm at a school for the first time. I have 3 quarterbacks on my roster. 3 true quarterbacks, not like 2 quarterbacks and a receiver who can throw, so he's the emergency third guy. Like that, like I got multiple kickers. Like those are things that are big school things that like I've never had that, and I have that here. Again, like if you saw our facilities, we got an outstanding new media room. Our AD, Mr. Hicks, Coach Hicks, he did a great job putting some of that stuff together. We got a brand new weight room. We have 3 locker rooms. We got so many things. Like again, our what we have an opportunity to do here. Like I keep stuttering because there's not really words to describe like how grateful and how blessed I am to be in the position I'm in, and how much I know what this opportunity is, and my work is going to show how grateful I am to be in the seat I'm in.
100%. I gotta ask you before we get into Northgate. I got a story to share. But before we get into that, man, what was the first place that you ate at back in the end town? And second, when you were back in high school, when you graduated college and you knew you were going to come back to Noonan one day and potentially coach, did you think that you would be across the way at Northgate?
All right. So question 1, first place I went back to eat. I actually went this morning, and it was the first time I ate in the city. Really, like sat down and ate in the city. I went to Golden's. So I went to
Okay.
So that was, and listen, it'll hit every time. Again, Najee got that look. We gotta bring him down to the 47 so he can see what we talking about. Because he really don't know. We're gonna take him to Golden's. We're gonna walk around and we're gonna come back for lunch, for a late lunch. We're gonna take him to Redneck Gourmet. He gotta hit both of those in one day.
You're the fourth person that said that. Fourth person from Noonan that said that.
We're gonna bring you down and let you know some. And then going back in time, did I think
Don't say it like that.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
As an 11th, 12th grader, I'm like, yeah, one day I'm gonna coach football. Well, one, I thought I was gonna be a college coach in high school, and that was kind of the route I wanted to go. And then I kind of learned the game, and just like the guys who coach that high level, I make money that level of college football. They usually played that level of college football. God didn't give me them genetics, so God blessed me, but I played small college football. So I got the opportunity to coach small college football. Therefore, I made small college football money. And making small college football money for a year wasn't really fun. Like I was sleeping on floors and eating ramen and sneaking food out of the calf and getting players to bring me to go plates. It was a rough life. So I was,
Yeah.
I could easily go make $50,000 right now if I go to high school. So that was kind of how that transition. But I would say, I mean, I to be honest with you, I don't know if the vision really at first was that I was going to be a Coweta County guy. Just to be honest with you, because I knew what the landscape of high school football was. I think my
Mhm.
big was to be a Gwinnett guy because that was, what everybody said, that was the mecca and that was the SEC of high school football. Like you wanted to be a Gwinnett guy. And then I've been a Gwinnett guy. And, yeah, I was at Central Gwinnett, but I was a Gwinnett guy. And there were some things in Gwinnett that just were Gwinnett things. And Gwinnett is a different beast. If you ever, and people will tell you, like, you gotta be wired a little different to be a long tenured Gwinnett guy, Gwinnett head coach, just because of what challenges come with being in Gwinnett. And then as I grew, I kind of was like, well, don't know if I want to do that. So I ended up being a Cobb guy, and Cobb was actually really, really awesome. And like I said, it was going to take a special opportunity for me to leave Kell, and trust me, that last week at Kell, kind of knowing, the conversations were intensifying at Northgate. The rumors were starting to spread a little bit too that I was involved in it, and the kids were finding out, and I was kind of having to hold them off because nothing had been finalized or official. Then when it did get official, it was like, dang, I gotta go tell them. And that day when I had to go tell them, that was a rough morning.
Mhm.
Again, it was just, obviously you leave a group of kids that you've invested so much in, it's hard. Um, but I knew what Kell was, and I know what Kell is, and I know that they're gonna have a lot of success there in the future. And but this is a challenge that I had to dive headfirst and go do it. So super fired up.
Who was it for? Did you cry? Did you shed any tears? It's all right
They
if you did, brother.
they almost got me. They almost got me with one tear. Then I was good. I was gonna break out. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. No tear. And then May was like, all right, we're gonna break it down one time on Ferd. I'm like, oh, now I gotta break it down. So then I broke it down. I got up out of there quick because I was like, the tear, I couldn't do the tear. But what was trash about the whole situation was I had to go tell them at like 8:20
On
because the press release was coming essentially from Northgate because the board had happened. So I had to tell the football players like immediately. I had to tell my regular students all day, every class period. And as the news spread and it got bigger, it's like people coming in my room and students, there's no way, blah, blah. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, great. I got to tell the track team too. Then I had to tell them, which a lot of them knew, but some of them didn't. Had to tell them, had to send a parent email out. So it was a long day. It was a long day.
I mean, that's a beautiful thing though. You know what I mean, Chaz. So you're a real down to earth guy ever since I known you. But to have that type of reception, you know what I mean, from your student body, your players and coaches, that's gotta mean a lot to you. Because every coach don't get that type of love.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where if you do what you're supposed to do and you love on kids the way you're supposed to, I think that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, Kell is a special place, and those are special kids that I was really proud to be a part of what we did there, and kind of turning that thing and making it kind of what it is now, and I'm super excited to see him keep going and see how the new pieces gel and all of that. So I'm definitely be watching from afar and cheering them on along the way. But yeah, that was definitely that was probably my most challenging departure. I've left 3 schools, really 4, because I did a semester at Marietta Middle before all of this started. But
Mm.
I've left 3 schools, and that was definitely the most difficult leaving.
Like just when we thought down there at Hoover was getting fun, so we're gonna see Chaz in the every year, man. You kick rocks on us, man. It's all right. We'll be down there in Birmingham chilling, eating stogies. Eating hot dogs in the hot sun. But the story I had to share, man. Me just that back in high school day. I think he was fresh out of high school. He was fresh out. I was going to my senior year. Was at EC. He was playing. Najeh was playing. He was playing 2-hand touch football, right? You may remember it was a end zone facing the chronic field house. You know what I mean? I'm lined up in my receiver stance, Naj. That's quick feet. That's quick feet. Yeah, that's like, you know what I mean? Now, Chaz is on my hip. Chaz is on my hip. I give him his credit. You know what I'm saying? Chaz got some solid feet, but he acknowledged my feet now. And I think that needs to be not just known, you know what I mean, known locally, but known on this podcast.
Now, listen, hold on. Before I'm going to let him gas this up, first of all, let's tell the world what
you remember
I
now.
played. I play running back, so I don't guard people for a living.
But run back got quick feet.
We out here doing backyard football and gardening, man. He got good. He did have good feet. I give him that. Did you catch the ball, sir?
I don't remember.
I know you did. No, you did it. No, you did it. But it's all right, brother. It's all right. I'm gonna let you have that moment for sure. You hold on to that.
Hey. 10 years. Nah, but
He been holding on to that
in my back pocket
for over 10 years.
Hey, that just lets you know that, you know what I mean. That's when I knew. I said, man, no, Chaz coach at Central Gwinnett. You know, he gave me some good advice. I know he's gonna treat them young men right. He told me at quick feet, he's gonna be a great motivator and a great teacher to them young men. But back to Northgate, man, just as a head coach, is how much film if you've had the opportunity, and just how much film have you had the opportunity to look at and evaluate your team?
I have watched a little bit. I'm not gonna sit here and say I watched a ton. I've been out here trying to get schedules together and get everything together. But I do have an idea, kind of, you know, some of the pieces and what's there, and what I'm excited about. Super excited about the quarterback. I'm really super excited about the entire 28 class. That class is
special.
Again, talking about best situation for a first year head coach to walk into.
Mm-hmm.
I got 27 seniors. I got 39 rising juniors. And again, that's the class that won Coweta County Championship, Blake Bass Middle School. So like those kids are super talented and super special, and they work hard from what I've seen. I've been in the weight room with them a few times now, and they work super hard. And again, that piece about, you know, wanting to be the most connected team in Georgia, there's already some really good foundation there. They cheer each other on, they hold each other accountable. So they got something about them that I think is gonna set them apart. It's time to turn them loose. Time to turn the quarterback loose. Time to turn Woody loose. Time to turn Trey Gill loose. Connor Chubb gotta get turned loose. Some guys, they gotta get turned loose. And when I'm ready to see them really seize that moment and seize that opportunity. We're gonna be on some really big stages, especially on the back end of that schedule. You're gonna be on some really big stages. Can you rise to the occasion? I'm excited about the fact, you know, when we were at Kell, we used to talk about trying to be as close to college to prepare you for college. And that was something, you know, college coaches used to always compliment us to. You know, kids would show up to school from Kell, and that kid's prepared, a little more prepared than most early enrollees. He knows a little bit more what's going on. He understands concepts. He understands the moment, you know, because he's played in big moments before. That's kind of something we want to hang our hat on. Like we want to have really prepared kids that know how to study, kids that know how to prepare, kids that know how to be attentive to detail, kids that know how to be on time, but also kids that aren't scared of that light because they've been in it. And I think, you know, the schedule makers, thank you, Coach Witt, once again, they've blessed us for the next 2 years to really have that opportunity to be in that light and play some big dogs, play the Hillgroves of the world and the Archers in non-region play, the Culas, South Gwinnett's, play those guys, play Griffin. You know what I'm saying? Loaded. Griffin's loaded now. So to play those guys, and then you roll into a region schedule where you're playing Carrollton, you're playing DC, you're playing Westlake, you're playing East Coweta. I mean, that purple school across the street. I mean, East Coweta, I'm sorry. You playing all those schools, like you're gonna be in that fire. So I'm fired up about that part. I'm super excited.
Real quick,
go ahead, brother.
Got the chat going crazy, man. I did a Q&A. I said, how successful will Coach Ferdinand do with Northgate? Y'all have been running it up. Make sure you guys comment below. Trip Hicks, he believes in you, Coach. He says, I think he can win, have a local business in Sharpsburg, accolades, trophies, and awards.
All right, Mr. Hicks. We're going to come see you then. We're going to come stop by.
He said, can't wait to support him in Northgate. And he says, how many coaches returned from last year?
That's a great question. That's a great question. So we actually I'm gonna do interviews with those guys and kind of see what their intentions are and see where they stand. So that not a question that I have the answer to at this moment, but I hope to have the answer to it really soon.
There you go. Go ahead, Bacon. The chat's been going crazy, so I had to bring that in.
That's great. Nah, that was great. Last name, man. I throw it back to Naj. What is something that you're either most looking forward to learning about yourself, or something that you think you'll learn about yourself toward at the end of the season, or just say at the end of the summer? Let's just say that.
I've been in that fire, but I've never full-heartedly had to be the hard question guy. I've always been the guy that I will answer your question, but if you got a hard question, I never wanted to give an answer that wasn't what the head coach wanted answered. So what did I do? Go ask the head coach. Don't ask me no super hard no question like that, because I don't want to give you an answer and that's not the answer that the boss man wanted. I'm the boss man now. So I gotta answer those questions. So that's something I'm actually excited. I'm excited to find out about myself.
Yes, sir.
My question to you, we talked obviously about Mooney Gibson, man. Unfortunately, obviously went down in that playoff game, man. Just want to get an update, just how he's doing and how's everything kind of going for him real quick.
Mooney in good spirits. Mooney. I gotta make sure Mooney answers my text messages. Mooney a little upset for this, but it's okay. Mooney got off the knee scooter like 3 days before I told the kids. So I was super happy for him to get off the knee scooter, and he's been putting a little weight on it and trying to walk a little bit and reteaching himself how to walk. But I mean, essentially, the doctors say Mooney's about 2 weeks ahead of what they expected him to be. He's got good range of motion. Don't have no fear, 6A. Mooney Gibson will be back being Mooney Gibson. Rest assured, y'all are not safe. Mooney Gibson is still Mooney Gibson. And I'm still going to say the same thing I said last time. I don't know what ring is. With ankle, no ankle, I don't care. Y'all better go watch the tape I'm watching. Because I know what I'm looking at. And I'm going to tell you, Quintarius Gibson is 101. In that 27 class, Mooney is Mooney. So Mooney's doing good though, man. I actually got to call my guy when I get off the podcast to y'all check on him.
But no, I was gonna say that that little quote that you had was out on TikTok. I'm sure you've seen it. Over 145,000.
But don't worry, because in 2028.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let that one play out. We'll come back to this conversation. We'll come back to this conversation in September. I'm gonna let that one play out. There's no number 22 in crimson and white. Don't say I didn't tell you. Say I didn't tell you.
Hey, coach, better give us another one, Bacon.
Yeah, I'm saying.
No more sound bites for me. That's all you get. That's all you get. No more sound bites from me, bro.
Hey, coach, that ain't my fault. That's the power of the platform. That ain't my fault.
Timestamp 4250.
Coach said, I don't need no more of that. I don't need no more of that smoke.
No more sound bites. But just know, we're gonna revisit this conversation a little later. We're gonna revisit this conversation.
I like that.
I like that too. I know it's still early, coach. I know you obviously met with all the kids and everything. You talked about Travis Gill. You talked about Woody. You talked about obviously Ledger. Who's some underrated guys? Though? I know it's still early. I know you're gonna show me a package.
It's early. It's early.
Throw me a couple names, man. Throw me a couple names.
She moving in, man. You
it's a lot. Let me move in my office first. Let me move in my office. I ain't even signed my contract in the morning. Come on, bro.
Oh, you see? We give another week, coach.
Give me another week, man. Give me another week, man. I tell you what. I'll tell you this. I like the size and athleticism we have up front.
Ooh,
I like that.
Really?
I do.
Huh? I do. All right. Okay. Athletic and speed up front. All right. Let me see. Where I can go with this. Let's see. Okay, this is a debate question, but where do you see yourself 5 years from now with this team? If you had to
This is all prep. It's all prep. Tough answer, tough questions. It's all prep.
This is what I do. I think he accidentally logged off. Appreciate the 11 in the chat, man. Y'all running it up, man. Appreciate
Are they
y'all.
laughing in the chat? Let me look at the chat, man.
Yeah, chat is going crazy, man. Up to 14 people watching live. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all.
You can't get rid of me that fast.
Hey, I'll just say, if you didn't want to answer my question, Coach, you could have just said that. You could have said you didn't want to answer my question, Coach.
It's that I don't want to answer your question. Is that we talking how I'm gonna talk about embracing the hunt and you asking me about 5 years from now, brother. I'm worried about going 1-0. I'm worried tomorrow. Can I win tonight? Let me win the rest of this podcast.
That is so cliche.
And then I'm gonna win breakfast in the morning.
That is so cliche. The 1-0.
Whatever. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm gonna win the rest of this podcast. I'm gonna go win my shower tonight. I'm gonna shave my head. Right. I'm gonna be a great husband until I go to sleep. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna win that shower, brush my teeth, eat a great breakfast, and then go to my office. And I got this big to-do list on my whiteboard, and I'm gonna check one thing off. Can I do that? Can I do that?
You can do that.
All right, cool. I appreciate you.
See, that's where he switches to Coach Chaz, and not Chaz. I can coach. Like I said, man, I think you're gonna do a very good
Code
job.
Code switching, because y'all try to get me out of my character. I got too much with family. Nah.
Yeah, this will spin.
1-0. Embrace the hunt. We will process. Ask me that question 5 years from now. Where we'll look around and see where we are. How about that?
So that's the pillar. It's gonna be embrace the hunt. That's the
Embrace the hunt. That's us. ETH.
Okay. So you heard that, Bacon. That's gonna be one of their slogans. They model. You know, it's all.
So listen, I'm gonna give y'all the whole rundown of how that even came about. All right. So Eric Thomas' video is pinned to the top of my Twitter. If you ever get confused, it's famous though. Everybody knows what video I'm talking about. He's at NC State talking to them. He talks about everybody got lions tattooed on them, and he talks about how lions, right? They go and they do all this work to stalk their prey.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go pounce and they get their prey and they chase their prey, and then everybody thinks, oh yeah, I want to go get this, I want to go get this and get that, and they're all about these results. And that the lion don't even like hunting like that. Like if a gazelle is hurt, they don't even go get the gazelle that's hurt. They leave the gazelle that's hurt alone. It's sick. It's weak, and there's no fun in that. They like to chase. They like to go hunt. They like to process. So like that's us. We are a process oriented organization. We're always going any team that I lead is going to be process oriented, because again, when you get to thinking about results, and I'm letting y'all know my phone on 2%, so y'all got about 30 seconds. But anytime you hunt results and results and results and results, you're never going to be where you want to be. But if you hunt 6 inches right here, and you hunt winning moments, you get exactly where you want to be, because you're about process and not results. That's us. That's really been me all my life, so that part's not changing.
Boy, I'll let you ask the last place phone now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, 2%. Come on.
Nah, I'm not having anything. I mean, I just say this, Coach. I mean, I've been knowing Chaz for a while, and I mean, I got to kind of meet Coach Chaz, Ferdinand, and Kell. I'm just interested to see what type of Coach Ferdinand I'm going to interact and meet at Northgate. But as you know, brother, it's a family thing, man. Any way we can help, man, support you, brother. You know we know we're here. We got your back, man. And I'm just ready, just really excited to see this journey, brother. You know, but we got your back, bro.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all are like family. Y'all are welcome anytime, man. Like I said, bro, we'll set it up. Bring your camera. We'll do a facilities tour. I'll walk y'all through everything. We'll put it on YouTube, blast it out, so y'all can see what I'm really talking about. Like it's some special stuff going on at Valhalla, man. We're excited.
Let us know what day. Yes, sir.
All right, we'll do, man.
Appreciate you, boss.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy your night, Chaz.
Yeah, I'm gonna go win my night. Yes, sir. 1-0. We're gonna win tonight.
All right, family. That is Chaz Ferdinand, man. Class of 2014, I believe. 2014 in the high school, man. Back home in Noonan, man. I was hoping he was gonna say Waffle House or Cracker Barrel. I mean, you know, if you listen, brother, if you ain't, and some people like, man, Cracker Barrel, man, listen. Cracker Barrel in Noonan is a little different. It's cut above. It's cut above, man. Cut above. So I will say that.
Cut above. All right, man. Well, hey, man, appreciate everybody tapping in on the YouTube. Look, we're gonna be live the rest of the night. Well, not the rest of the night, but at least the next probably 30, 45 minutes or so. So y'all stick around. We're going through all the high school news. We got a special show tomorrow. Y'all stay tuned for that. We're gonna have on Lovejoy head coach Jabari Wilder at 7 o'clock. Bacon should be on there with me, and we're going to discuss and talk with him as well. So that will be a lot of fun.
It's at 7. Man, we'll see. Now, Noonan plays McIntyre tomorrow at 7:30, man.
Basketball?
Recent tournament, man. At Noonan, thank God I ain't got to go to Langston. Yeah, man. It's all right. We'll see him. We'll see him again. We'll see him again, man. We'll see him again. But I hate we got to miss that one, man, because he came highly recommended.
He did.
Shout to Coach at Griffin, man. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time watching the Just As a News podcast, man, we get ready to really get into it, really crunch it, and you get ready to get that second win, that full experience of Just As a News podcast. The interviews and the exclusives are just one part, but this is the way you understand, the minds of Najeh and Bacon. So the floor is yours, brother. This is your show.
Period. All right, man. So this is the first news to talk about seeing in the high school realm for everybody that's tuning in, man. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man, and run up the chat. All right, so big news here. Morrow has hired head coach Jarrett Laws as their new head coach. He's coming over from Central Macon, Bacon. They begin their search for their 13th head coach after 56 season history. As a result, unfortunately for him, in 3 seasons, 1-29 record. As the team was told, obviously this all season, he said you share moments with kids where the darkest secrets that they're going on at the house. He said you make sure that they've had food on their table and rise to school. It becomes deeper. I'm grateful to her for giving me the opportunity to share those emotions with them because at the end of the day, they're kids, Law said. They needed this. Those tears needed to be shared. And again, you can check out that story on makingmelody.com as they part ways with Jarrett Laws, who now will be at Morrow coming down to the south side.
Yeah, I mean the record is not good. What I'm looking at right now, Coach Raw, that's Coach Raw from Brookwood. Call him OG. That's what I look for when is how your constituents, your counterparts talking about you. So he has some support. Morrow's gonna be a tough school. Tough school, but we're gonna wish Coach Laws the best at Morrow's tough school, man. But if there's any man that could possibly get it done, it's definitely Coach Laws.
Yeah, I'll say to add on to that point, they definitely have talent there at Morrow, right? We've seen Christian Speakman kind of blow up, and he ended up going to Georgia Tech. So they have some talent there that he can kind of have at his disposal. I know Central Macon was a little bit different. You're kind of in the middle of Macon, not too much there, so that's a little bit tougher. But at least he will have an upgrade, I would say, in talent-wise, both sides of the ball that he can kind of, get the most out of. So at least he will have that. I think it's like you said, Bacon, coaching them to the right level and being able to obviously have that transition onto the field.
Well said, man. Yeah. We'll conclude with that, family.
All right, let's keep it pushing. All right, this is a big one here, Bacon. A guy we know pretty well. He's hired as the co-offensive coordinator for the Kell Longhorns. Obviously that was a role for Coach Ferdinand, who we just talked to. But obviously another person we know very well. He's obviously had an internship with the New York Jets. Yeah. Coach South Parton for quite a while. Didn't necessarily have the success maybe he wanted to there, but very good talent-wise. When you look at obviously South Parton with Joakim Gouda, you look at the offensive line. They always had talent obviously around that team. But now he goes to be a co-offensive coordinator. We know Bobby May calls the plays. Obviously, as Coach Ferdinand talked about in the interview we just had with him. But I think it's a great move for him. Obviously, I think he wants to be a head coach, but this situation where he can kind of recalibrate, kind of focus, and then, like I said, next year in the hiring cycle, he could be very easily up for another gig or another job potentially. But why not go under Coach Bobby May for a year or however long he goes and be able to get that experience and continue to add to the resume?
No, absolutely. I mean, every time I met Coach Allen, very cool, calm, collected, charismatic. Obviously, has done an internship with the New York Jets, so he's got some knowledge, got some connections. So I think to go from a head coach to a co-OC, added Kell, as you just heard what Coach Ferdinand alluded to about his experience there, how he grew. It's got to be, once Coach Allen leaves or departs, whatever his journey looks like, it's got to be that springboard that takes him to another level. Because I feel like he's a good leader, young man, very charismatic. So just maybe some fine tuning things, and I think Kell's is a good is a good place to iron out your wrinkles.
I think it is too. And like I said, I think we've seen the opportunities that Kell has afforded coaches. Like I said, we just talked about Coach Ferdinand. We talked about some of the coaches under, obviously, Coach Bobby May. And I think, it's a great opportunity for him to just, kind of almost that reset and kind of recalibrate and, like I said, be able to learn and continue to add to his bag. I think it's a great move for them. Can't wait to see how the offense looks. We'll still have Coach Dwyer on staff as the running backs coach. So I think they'll still be pretty good. They always have talent at Kell. So I think it's a pretty good move for him.
I agree. Another coach I'm interested to see how he grows, or not grows, but just how he molds into his new home.
100%. And then obviously, Bacon, we just had him on, but I didn't get a chance to get your reaction to this, so I wanted to. But Coach Ferdinand, what was your reaction when you heard this news, him making the big move? I did not see this one coming for sure. Like I said, I thought he'd be at Kell for quite a long while, but obviously head coaching opportunity open for him. But what was your reaction, your thoughts as soon as you seen this news, kind of early in the week?
Oh yeah, man. Just to be transparent, man, knowing a little more about the inside workings of Northgate, how kind of operates for sources. I was shocked. I didn't even know. Like, man, I was like, man, are they gonna hire within? You got Coach Ogletree in the building, who has head coaching experience at Greenville. And I didn't even know Chaz was trying to move. So, but you know what I mean? If I didn't know he was trying to move, I'm like, bingo. If I'd have known, bingo. You know what I mean? It's that simple. But once I was delightfully surprised. I will say that, man. You know what I mean? Like I talked about earlier, man. You know what I mean? Same high school, same hallways, man. For him to come back home at Northgate, that program, like he said, it's trending in the right direction. It's got a lot of talent. Got a real good shot has a real good shot at being successful. And I mean, what better person, man? So delightfully surprised. Not what did I say? Delightfully whatever I said, delightfully surprised, man. But yeah, I was ecstatic to see this.
Nice. Okay. All right, man. All right. I want to get your thoughts on that. See what you had thought, man. I think it's a great move for them, for sure. Like I said, a boatload of talent. It'd be very interesting team to watch. And like I said, Bacon, the good thing for you is it ain't that far of a drive. So.
Yeah, man. I can't disappoint him, man. He said, man, Bacon, I'm on the north side. I know I was up there when they played. Who they played in Corky Kell that year? Was it North Atlanta?
Yeah, might have been. Yep.
North Atlanta was the last time. We saw him this summer in Birmingham, but that was the first and only organized game that I've seen him coach in. But let me ask you this, man. What's your thoughts of just Coach Ferdinand as a coach? I mean, you've seen him more in close contact during the games, at practice, behind the scenes. Just what do you think about him?
I think he's always one that's just locked in, wants the best for his players. One thing he talked about before you came on, he said, players, not plays. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of one of his key points. Just like when you designing things on the offensive side of the ball, I probably should have asked him if he'd be calling plays next year. But one big point he said was, I want to make sure that I get the most out of my players, and I'm making sure I'm the support system for them and can be there for them, as compared to just, all about, sets to win and all that. He's like, that's going to come. So I think that was a big proponent for me that obviously stood out. But I mean, he's a guy, he does everything for his kids, man. He wants his kids to get recruited. He wants his kids to play at a high level. And I think, like I said, I think they did the best job of that. Like I said, he hit me up all the time with his kids and, Najeh, watch out for this guy, or, this guy being slept on, and then would invite me. And that's what he was. He was a recruiting coordinator there. And I think he did a stellar job of getting all them kids recruited and going on to the next level with college and stuff. And I think that's one of the best guys to get for the Northgate program. And the next thing you probably missed too, Bacon, but he talked about the marketing piece. It's a big thing he learned at Kell. And like I said, it goes back to recruiting too, but he's going to know how to market those kids really good. Like Woody Scatini is known, Ledger Clemens is known, but they're going to be like probably 3, 4, high caliber players. Like the whole nation is going to probably know. That's how good he's going to be with the marketing piece of it. So Northgate community should be excited. And I think he's going to do everything in his power to put them on a pedestal and to put them out there. Gives me almost Coach Greg Carswell type of vibes. Just whatever he could do to better a program or better his players and better their community, he's going to do. I would say that. And it's not, he's a player coach.
Yeah.
You talk to Mooney, you talk to any of those guys he's coached, they love him. He's a player coach. And that's what you want coming into your community. and I think he's going to get it. I mean, you see it like Najeh, Bacon. I want y'all to come in and get an exclusive look behind the scenes look at our facility. You know what I'm saying? Like just that kind of stuff. It's going to make you look at Northgate in a new light. He's always been forward thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just look at Northgate like this. Oh, this is what they have. Oh, blah blah blah. He's going to look at them fully in a whole new light, and that's what you want. That's what I get from Coach, and my honest assessment of him.
No, I think that was a thoughtful, well thought out, and authentic answer that you just said about Coach Chaz. I got, it's still gonna be adjusted, man. I be trying to, Coach Chaz, man. I probably keep calling him Coach. If at the field, but during the interview, me call him Chaz. The tour, me call him Chaz. But to add to what you said, man, just observing Coweta County, Newnan as a whole, they're moving forward to the future. A lot of times, like brought up Coach McDonald, great head coach, more of an old school type of coach. Rightfully so, Coach was coaching when I was in high school, man. So it's we're in a different age of football. So as a community, we're seeing the community push forward and trying to I think constantly trying to compete, outside of this, this western side of Georgia, try to, like you said, bring that history back to what it used to be, like at Newnan. They never used to have the trophy case up and everything. So I say all that to say, man, I think them bringing Chaz in and, like you said, him about the marketing piece, I think it's all signs point to a goal to continue to move forward and achieve higher and higher heights. And I think Northgate was the perfect destination.
Sure. Jimmy, what up?
It's been a while, brother. It's good to see you back, though, brother.
Good to see you back, man. Monday nights, brother. We need you. We need you here, man. Hey, he just dropped their schedule. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Okay. Carver Columbus football 2026 schedule, Bacon. Let's look at the first part. All right. Carver Columbus Tigers is like August 21st. They're going to play Douglas, Atlanta Astros. August 28th. Yep. Looks like they're going to play Spencer.
Belt to ass. April Charter. Solid game.
April Charter looks like September 11th. They're going to play Southwest DeKalb. That's the game right there. And then they're going to play Douglas County Tigers. What?
Let me find out. They got a talent down there now.
Hold on, Jimmy. Hold on now.
Any quarterback news, Jimmy? Any QB news?
Yeah, what's going on? We know you got that 6'8", 6'9" offensive lineman down there now. We didn't heard the rumor there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll take a look. But these football schedules have become a very good liking from you guys. So hold on, I'm gonna see if they posted anything.
I'm sure, Jimmy. Let us know if you go into any of the spring practices. We'll tap in and come down to Columbus, man. Ain't nothing but a 45-minute ride, really an hour. But
that day I'll be riding with Bacon. I'll meet him at his house in Newnan, and then we'll go down.
76.
And then when we go to the other parts, Bacon can meet me at mine.
Hey, come on, it's a carpool thing, and cash apps are the bio.
Okay, bet. All right, Jimmy. So to make it more aesthetically pleasing, we appreciate you dropping the schedule, brother. I think 100%. We found it. So we finna break this down. Appreciate you. We're gonna leave your comment up though, but we appreciate you saying it. Let me make sure. Look like did Jimmy? Yeah, Jimmy got it right. All right, cool. All right, stay with us, Jimmy. Stay with us. All right, Bacon. So they're gonna have that Lee County scrimmage is gonna be interesting.
At Lee County or home? Probably at Lee.
That's at Lee County. Lord have mercy. Jaden Upshaw, all them boys they got down there, that tight end they got. Okay. That's how you started. All right, Bacon. So we talk about the Astros, Spencer Green Wave on the 28th. The 4th, that Hateville Charter game is gonna be interesting too, Bacon.
Hold on never mind. Go ahead. Never mind.
No, I was gonna say Hateville Charter, they was in the state championship this past year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be interesting. And then they're gonna play Southwest DeKalb on the road as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be at the DeKalb Stadium. Mm-hmm. So those are two things we can circle back and potentially as games to go watch. Then they play Douglas County. You know what I'm saying? At home. They got to come all the way down to Carver Columbus from Douglasville. That'll be intriguing when Bacon. September 25th, they're gonna play away at South Gwinnett. Play the Comets. That'll be intriguing. Then they get like a little bit of a bye, looks like, in there, a couple bye weeks before they play. Hold on, that's hard to see.
Kendrick.
There we go. That's better. Kendrick Cherokees. Okay, they're gonna play Kendrick, and then they got Chris County on October 23rd. That's another home game. Ooh, that's gonna be the one they played them last year. I think that might have been the state championship. Play Sumter County. They're in their region now. That's gonna be an intriguing game.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got them, and then they got Worth County to end the season. This is a very damn good schedule.
Shout out to Jarvis, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Jarvis Jones cooked with that schedule, bro. That's an elite schedule right there.
It's about time, man. I mean, it's different age of football, so this is needed. So yeah.
And then, like as Coach Ferdinand said, this is the new power ranking system, so that's gonna play a part. You know who you play and all that good stuff all plays a factor now. So, I mean, I think they cooked with the schedule though. They got some Atlanta area schools, some Metro Atlanta area schools. They challenged themselves with Douglas County. You know, this is very intriguing to say the least.
Can you see what? Oh, August the 14th is the scrimmage.
Oh, Lee County.
Keep us up to date with any padded camps, Jim, if you don't mind.
Yes. Anybody, if you got padded camps this year, we are trying to go. So please let us know. We're gonna be going to a bunch of them.
What game are you most excited to or potentially see Carver Columbus play?
It's two of them. So we seen a piece of it last year. We seen them play Douglas County in that jamboree. That was a pretty damn good game. Now they're gonna actually play each other. So that one I will have circled. I would say Southwest the Cap, Jordan Christie, you know, the running backs they got out there, the skill position players. I'm curious to see how they're gonna look with them on the road. That might be one I circle and actually go to. That's gonna be a damn good game with those two teams playing. But yeah, those would be my top two. What about you?
Yeah, man, so many. I think that Southwest Cap Douglas County game for sure. I think we sleep on that Douglas Atlanta game. Coach Pritchard, SEC guy, you know, Coach Jarvis Jones, SEC guy, UGA. I think that was a match made in heaven. That was something that we probably could have called with the strength of schedule coming into place. We'll circle that one. And at Hateville Charter. Well, no. Scratch that, man. At Worth County, Landon Worthy, coming all the way up to Carver Columbus. That's a game that's going to be must see. I think if anybody's there covering that game while people are at the big games, North Connect, Coweta County, Carrollton, that's going to be the game that quiets them. Like, man, I wish I had film of that game. So that's going to be a big
one. 100%. Jimmy says we want Worth.
Nah. That's going to be good.
And matter of fact, at entry, Worth County won the state championship last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to be a damn good game. I'm with you. Yeah, I can concede that. That's going to be a damn good game.
Facts.
Yeah.
If I can, I'm going to be at that one. Try to be at that one.
Facts. There you have it. Jimmy Bacon's planning to come for that Worth County game. I'm going to try to come for that Southwest DeKalb, maybe that Douglas County game. Either one of those two, I'm going to try to circle. And I might go down with Bacon to make a second trip and go see y'all when y'all play Worth. That might be the game.
That's going to be a good one. Appreciate you again, Jimmy, man, for always tapping in with the guys.
Sir, every Monday night, y'all know what to do, man. All right, Coach Chaz is locked in. Very interesting, brother. You said you had to, you know, do your things and win the day, win the shower. What time's right, but you tapped in. You tapped in.
You got to pop up in the shower, man. I got your back, Coach. My chiropractor. And if Najeh keep doing you dirty, we'll wipe him out with detergent.
But all right, Coach, we ain't gonna do you too dirty, man. We ain't gonna do you too dirty, man. All right, you asked for this, Coach, so we're gonna break it down for you. Clip it up if you want to. But all right, Northgate schedule. We talked a little about it when we had him on the show. I think a very good schedule though, right? Scrimmage obviously against Whitewater. Then they're gonna be at home against Archer. Archer's usually a pretty good goose. 6A, 7A. I like that new Manchester game. I think that's very underrated, but they usually have a pretty good roster, pretty good players.
Yeah.
A solid team. So that's going to be an interesting one on the roll in Douglasville, not too far, obviously, from Coweta County. Then Griffin, as you said, Coach, Griffin is a pretty good program, right? They're on the rise. Credit to Coach Bernard Goodrum. We're going to try to have him on the show here soon too, Bacon, as well as we preview, obviously, next season. But that will be a team that's ascending and getting a lot better. And we heard from Coach Omar last time out, Bacon, when he came on the show Thursday about just the program and what he was able to instill and everything like that. So that'll be a good one. Hillgrove, obviously, really good team. The past few seasons, they've been competitive. They've been playing at a high level. So that one at home will be one you obviously circle. That's going to be a pretty good game against, obviously, the Hawks. Then they're going to play up against Decula on the road, obviously going on to the north side in Gwinnett and playing against them. So another pretty obviously good game. And then South Gwinnett at home, obviously CJ Peoples and obviously everything they got going with South Gwinnett and Coach Lamar. That would be another intriguing game at home coming obviously down to Northgate. But then they don't get it easy. And what I love is that Coach ain't running from no smoke, but they don't get it easy. Back-to-back Carrollton on the road and then Douglas County at home. That's not an easy schedule, to say the least. Not an easy schedule at all. First two region games of those two will be tough. And it look like they don't get a lot of region games. You know what I'm saying? Westlake home, which is good, and then at East Coweta. Last year, Bacon, if I'm not wrong, no, that was East Coweta Noonan. That was a shootout game. Obviously with those two. But not an easy region schedule, to say the least. The good thing is, 2 of the 3 is obviously, at home, but definitely not an easy region schedule for them and only 4 games. So I would say at minimum, if they want to go to playoffs, probably have to go 500. We know it's a power ranking system, but they got to at least go 2-2, I think, at a minimum to do that. And that's easier said than done.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely easier said than done. But though I will say, I think the front end prepares them for the back end. Whitewater scrimmage, getting the guys that commit to the game of football. Archer, Gwinnett School, that's gonna test your fundamentals right there. Manchester's gonna give you a little bit of both. Got some athletes, but Griffin is the almighty tester. That's where you got athletes, good coaching. Coach Gortel. Actually, let me back up. Shout out to Coach Man. Just had a birthday the other day at New Manchester. But back to Griffin. Coach Gortel from Sandy Creek is now at Griffin. But Griffin is very fully loaded. Hillgrove had success last year. Should continue. So that full stretch, that Archer all the way to Hillgrove, that's going to be a great gauntlet. But I think Northgate has the talent. Kyle Rutherford is a name that people should know at Northgate. Is going to be a very good problem. Going to be a problem outside linebacker, depending on what coach puts in the nickel DB. But that's a good schedule, and I feel like the front is going to prepare them for the back end. So we can't really call out what the record's going to be. Only we got to see spring, summer, but very good schedule by Coach Witt.
You have it. We'll leave it there, y'all. All right. So shout out to Coach. Coach texted me too. So he wanted us to really go over the schedule. So we got you, Coach, man. But really good schedule. Like you said in the interview, like you guys really prepared yourself for that back end of that schedule. Playing obviously Carrollton, Douglas County, Westlake, East Coweta won't be easy, but I think you guys are preparing yourself early on in the season. And like I said, I know we don't do it in football. But again, some of them early quad 1 wins or whatever, however you want to call it, them early strength of schedule wins that can help you guys moving forward will be out. So yeah, I like the schedule. I think you guys did a good job, man, and can't wait to see you. Me and Bacon will definitely be in the building at a couple games. I'm sure he'll be at a couple games for Noonan. We'll see how Bacon's schedule is. I'm hoping Bacon don't do a full season of Noonan because I want him to catch action on this motion. When it comes to
for sure.
Hopefully he'll be a little bit expendable, a little bendable.
Yeah, sure. For sure.
Jimmy said, my man, 20 grand.
20 grand.
Appreciate you always tuning in, Jimmy, man. But Bacon, I think that's going to do it for. Oh, no. We got one more. Woo. Okay, so look, we're not going to reveal, Bacon, what was said in the group chat. We're not going to reveal that. So I don't know if you've been peeping the group chat, but they had a lot to say about this schedule. We're not going to reveal that. We'll keep our thoughts and comments to ourselves. But I do want to get your thoughts. I know you've seen it. I do want to get your thoughts on this schedule. All right. So, Bacon, let's talk a little bit about it. Let's start with this the first 2 days, and then we'll go to Friday. Okay. So, Lanier South Gwinnett, that's going to be at Mercedes-Benz. Obviously, open on Wednesday. That'll be a Saturday day for them. But then you play North Gwinnett Grayson. I think they cooked with the Wednesday night game. I think you cooked with that. When you talk about North Gwinnett Grayson, like if you ever had to come through the GFL, I played, Little League at Norcross. Those were always the best teams. Always. You know what I'm saying? So to see those two teams play, Eric Godfrey on one side, Elon Rahman, I'm going to talk to him obviously on Thursday for my recruiting show. Grayson, Coach Greg Carswell, all elite talent they got in 2027 class. TK Cunningham, Riley Drew, London Goggins, right? Deuce Smith, their quarterback. the running back room, offensive line.
Houston Moore.
Yeah, they're loaded. So to me, they cope with the nightcap. That's how you do it. North Gwinnett Grayson, that's what we want to see. I'll serve comment on the other game. Then have Mercedes-Benz again, Bacon, the next night. Cambridge, Brookwood. Now, I got to go see Cambridge. I don't know how good Cambridge is going to be this year, right? You're losing a lot, right? You're not going to have Connor Langford anymore. You're not going to have, obviously, Craig Danders anymore. You're not going to have the running back. They're going to be replacing a lot of talent. I don't know how good Cambridge was going to be. Brookwood, I know what I'm getting. Julian Elzey, right? They're going to replace some of that secondary. I know they're going to have Braden Tyson for his final year as a senior. And obviously, they'll have a new quarterback at the helm as well. How good will Brookwood be this upcoming year? Have to talk to Coach Raw, see some of their players and who they're going to have. I'm not sure. Walton Roswell is very interesting, though. Okay.
Yes,
I kind of like that as a nightcap. Walton's a team that overachieved last year under head coach Daniel Bruner. They did. They overachieved in the biggest way you can think of. They come back. You got Christian Peacock, Jordan Peacock, Aiden Opore is coming off that torn ACL injury. You should be able to run the ball. Different looking team next year as compared to obviously this year that overachieved in a major way. Roswell, they got obviously the transfer from Walton, Pearson DeGala, who should probably be their starting quarterback. We'll see what happens. A lot of people are talking about it's going to be Matthew Schletty, who comes over from Alpharetta. We will see what happens, obviously, with that moving forward for the Roswell Hornets. But Bacon, a very talented Roswell team, right? You got Nick Daniels, you got Sean Smith. I talked to DeGala about all the pieces they got. Roswell's loaded. So I think that's a pretty good nightcap game as well. You know what I'm saying? Walton and Roswell is going to be very intriguing for both teams. Both teams have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. That should be a pretty damn good game.
No, yeah, that's going to be to this point. I'm going to give it you got to give it an A. To this point, you got to give it an A.
Interesting. Our group chat thought different, but
I mean, North Gwinnett Grayson, Walton, Roswell, that's prime time.
I'd agree. I mean, I think they could have did better with the early matchups, but
Yeah,
I think the nightcaps are pretty damn good. So I would give that a solid, probably B+ to A-. I think they cooked with the night matchups, in my opinion. The early ones, I don't know. All right, let's go to Wednesday, Bacon. They're gonna have 5 games, 5 days. Oof. Yeah, a little different this year. Yeah, they usually do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Looks like they changed it up and broke it up some. Okay, Wednesday at Kell High School the following week. They're going to have Pebblebrook and Clark Central. Clark Central looks like they make their debut for the first time. Mm-hmm. Kell and McEachern. All right, and then we'll do Thursday, and we'll conclude with Friday as the last day. Thursday, August 20th, Blessed Trinity. They're going to have Centennial, Dunwoody, Decatur, BT. All right, Bacon, let me let you break it down. Let's go Wednesday. What do you think about Wednesday?
Wednesday is a exposure day. Wednesday is exposure. We're going to welcome in some new fans. I think this is probably Pebblebrook's first time too, right?
I think so.
Pebblebrook, you tapping into that Mableton area. You tapping into that Athens area. Trying to bring us some new viewership. You know what I mean? I understand. Kell McEachern, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be so a little like early in the day. Gotta get some new viewers, guys. At night, we got to build the top off, and we got to hope that not one of those games crap out. But that Kell McEachern game could be a crap out game. Could be a crap out game.
Okay. And what you think about Thursday?
Thursday, same thing, but just double. 2 scoops of new viewership. You know what I mean? Centennial. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've heard that they have a good football team. I went to see their basketball team 2 years ago now. We're just started 2026. Dunwoody haven't been good in a while. Decatur, Blessed Trinity. We know what BT is. Decatur hadn't been good in a while. But you get to see the Jacobs twins. So that's nice. So, you know what I mean? It went from a solid A to a borderline C+.
You're being nice.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say the best game out of those 2 days is definitely Kell McEachern. That's gonna deliver ticket sales, to me. McEachern has 5-star. They're calling them Caleb Downs 2.0, Bacon. It's what's been said. Everybody's been saying it about obviously Casey Barner. All right. McEachern has a loaded team. They got Ja'Cory Shockley. They got guys all over the damn field, right? They just haven't gotten to the level that we want to see them in the postseason. McEachern's gonna be damn good again next year. All right. Kell, I know they're moving up. Kell's going to be a pretty good team next year too. I know Mooney Gibson's coming off the injury. They're going to have guys like Barman Jr. Kell's going to be another team, and I think they did good this year. Everybody comes for Kell. Oh, well, they don't do nothing in the playoffs. They made the Final Four. They did pretty damn good. That's going to be your game. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you the ratings, people tuned in, like that's going to be the game to watch this Kell McEachern. 1,000%. The Pebblebrook Clark Central, like you said, new faces, bring in. Let's see how you do. Cool. Centennial Dunwoody. I've heard some good things about Centennial and what they're brewing and doing. Again, like how you said, Bacon, we got to see what happens. Dunwoody's a little bit of a rebuild. They lost their head coach, RIP. I think he ended up passing Mike Nash, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I know they brought in a new head coach. He's trying to figure some things out. Takes obviously a little bit of time. We'll see what happens, obviously, there. But he's going to be obviously the coach. But like I said, rebuild. Decatur BT, we know BT is going to be good, right? We know they got DJ Jacobs, Dawson Jacobs, pretty good roster. How do they replace some of those pieces, though? The Monte Pitts, Brooks Goodman. How do they replace some of those pieces is my biggest question. Offensively, not defensively, offensively. Interesting to say at least. Decatur was good a few years ago, right? They had Caleb Lanier, several other really good pieces. Is Decatur a good football team? I don't know. So, yeah, I'm with you. It goes from like a B+, A-, probably to around a C.
I thought you said that was being nice.
You said C+.
Fair enough.
C-. But the best game is Kell McEachern, but that one's kind of overgoing with the other ones. Like that one brings the other ones up.
All right. Let's hear Friday.
All right, let's hear Friday. All right, I'll start and throw it to you. I like Friday. I think Friday has a lot of potential. Very underrated day, but very good. You had Georgia State, Center Park Stadium. I think they was trying to do Georgia Tech. That obviously looks like that fell through. But Georgia State's not a bad bet at Center Park. Still give them that big atmosphere. And I think the good thing is you got 2 days where you're hitting big stadiums. Mercedes-Benz and now Center Park Stadium. So I think they cooked with that part. Hebron Christian, we know a team, won another state championship. Always have a good team. We know their coach stepped down. So Kenny Dallas no longer there. He wants to serve as a full-time pastor. So a new, obviously, head coach coming into there. But for Hebron, you're in a tough spot because it's pretty much the 3rd straight year you've had to replace a head coach. Jonathan Guest ended up leaving. He goes to private school in another state. So who's going to be your new head coach? I don't know if they've hired that person yet. Still got to look and find out. But that's going to be interesting to say the least. But Carver Atlanta, will they be as good? Coach Darren Miles obviously won a lot of awards last year. We know how good Terrence Favors was. They made it deep in the postseason. Can they kind of recreate some of that success? We'll find out. But that is a very good game to start. Now, the next one, Parkview Coffee, slept-on game. You got, obviously, North Georgia versus Middle Georgia. Coffee's a team that won a state championship a few years ago. Are they still, like, the same caliber of a team? I don't know. I will have to do research and look more into Coffee and what kind of players they have. Maybe take a trip there in the spring. Not too sure. But Parkview, you know what I'm saying, team that has, obviously, a really good head coach in there, Adam Clack. We know what he did for Milton, bringing them to new prominence. Parkview's always been pretty much a staple team in the Gwinnett area, especially when it comes to high school football. Is this the year? Got KJ Caldwell. He just announced, obviously, his top 5. He plays both sides of the ball. What other talent do you have besides him? I think is my biggest question. That is an answer I would have to see up close and obviously in personal. I don't know, right? But that game has good potential, in my opinion. The game has good potential. Last one, Houston County versus West Forsyth. I like Houston County. Told y'all last year I thought they would obviously upset the team they played. I think it was Brookwood. This year I will take Houston County again. I don't think West Forsyth, which is a pretty good, well-coached team under Dave Shoveler, but I think this year, unless they got some elite talent that's coming through the program, I don't see them matching Houston County, respectfully. They got a young thoroughbred at the quarterback position in Maxwell that's pretty good. They got a strong offensive lineman. They're going to graduate some seniors, but they're going to be another really damn good team. So I would go Houston County. But I would say the Saturday or the Friday day to me cooks way more than the other two. So Saturday or Friday, I would give that like a solid B+. I think those are some really good matchups.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think Friday is a day you can, as a football fanatic, college, high school football fanatic, you got your cerveza, your beer, you know what I mean, you got chill, whatever your wife preparing and what you conjure up out of your refrigerator. You can sit back on this day. Hebron Christian. Carver Atlanta could potentially be a blowout, which will keep that above, but it'll be interesting to see. Hebron Christian has played at least last year. I'm not sure what they did under the other coach, but They played an exciting brand of football. You excel at. Part view of what I've been hearing. I mean, they always keep a good secondary. Keep some athletes around there. Quarterback probably gonna be a baseball player, baseball school, in addition to football. So they're gonna be able to play an exciting brand of football. Coffees, they're gonna get Rough Riders. That's the best game of the day. That should have been 8. That should have been 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? Now I understand, House County, like I said, you gotta play a little
Got a big
politics.
brand though. House County got a big brand.
Got a big brand. West Forsyth, to summarize this in the NFL term, that Howard County West Forsyth game is like a Packers Bears.
You clowning. You clowning.
Friday's a solid day. I think overall, you got to give it a beat.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I give it like a B minus. I don't think it's terrible. Could have been better, sure. But I think with what they had, I think they did pretty decent. Like the nightcap games, the first 2 days are pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? You can't get much better than that. Kell McCutcheon is going to be a good one. And then I think Friday you make up for it with some of those matchups. Again, you have to do your research to know, but those are some pretty damn good games. So yeah, I give it to a B to B minus.
Thanks. And if this company, y'all need anybody host the event airways, anybody to come license us.
I'm dead.
You can. We'll segue. Quick.
All right, man. Let's move to college football, bro. This man Bacon's wow, bro. If my own license us, bro, you know what to do with that. I'm dead.
Hey, man, I usually have some corners on my desk. You got to throw that quarter out there.
Quotas. All right, man. Let's go to college football, man, real quick. So the MAC conference is formally voted and added FCS Sacramento State into the league as a football-only member starting in 2026. The cost of interest is expected to be $18 million. And the deal is expected to be announced in the upcoming days. So obviously we know it is official. This is via Pete Thamel. This happened obviously right here. Let me get their conference because they've already announced it today. Here it is right here. Y'all can see that. Welcome to the MAC. Sac State, obviously for the year July 1st, 2026 for a 5-year term. What is your thoughts, Bacon? We've seen this is not the only team. We also seen them going to the MAC. We've seen North Dakota State, who's a staple. They ended up going to the Pac-12, I believe it is.
I'm more excited about that move than this one, honestly. Yeah, man. North Dakota State is dead. They're winners.
Mountain West. I'm sorry, Mountain West, not Pac-12. Mountain West. My bad. North Dakota State.
Then I would say I'm more excited about this one. But Mountain West is a good conference, but Pac-12 is that. I'd be like, okay. But Sacramento Sac State, for people who know. Sac State they've been making waves for different reasons really since 2015, 2016. Yeah, content creators coming through, and it's always had that buzz. And then you see Shaquille O'Neal come in, put his money where his mouth is, as he does so well. So they're trying to the brass and the collective at Sacramento State are trying to move this program to something that's respectable other than just big name hot transfer guys chasing the bag. They're really trying to make this a respectable program, and you got to tip your cap to them. Buffalo, Central Michigan, EKU. I say, hey, I like this. Is a good move for them.
Yeah, I think it's a good move, man. You're looking at obviously the MAC conference. They're going to be in there with a lot of really good teams. Toledo is obviously one that stands out to me. But I think it's a great move, man. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to be a part of the new change, and I love that these teams are obviously trying to move up. Obviously you can see the conference, Eastern Michigan, Kent State, Central Michigan, Buffalo, Bowling Green, Akron. Obviously talked about Toledo, Western Michigan. Ohio Bobcats, Miami of Ohio, UMass. So several really good teams in my opinion, man. It's just, I'm excited to see these teams move up. And hopefully they'll be able to get that entry to the college football playoff next year if it's there. But why not continue to try to elevate your brand and your team by trying to join these conferences? We've seen it last year with the conference realignment, or a few years ago with the conference realignment, SMU going to obviously ACC. We've seen them brought in both California schools. So you love to see just the difference in obviously schools coming up and obviously trying to be better And I think it's a good recruiting piece. Same for North Dakota State. Obviously, it's middle of nowhere, but you've been a team that's continued to compete at a high level. Why not go and try to challenge yourself to play with the best of the best?
Facts. I agree, brother. I agree.
All right, man. A couple more before we get up out of here. Bacon, I had to get your thoughts on this, brother. All the Georgia Tech fans, if y'all tapped in and y'all watching, I already did a video on this, man, but we're going to let Bacon be the first to react. Thursday night, September 3rd, opening night for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets will be exclusively Bacon on ESPN, and they will play the Colorado Buffaloes and return for Julian Lewis back home. Reaction thoughts?
This is big time. This is big time, man. I hope you go down there, brother, and network your behind off, man. It's a big opportunity. I mean, it's gonna be a spectacle. This is gonna be Georgia Tech Oscars, the Georgia Tech Grammys, all in one. It's gonna be so much action, moving and shaking going on at Bobby Dodd Stadium. And so get there early because parking is limited, and get your tickets because it will sell quick. But in all seriousness, this is gonna be a good game. When you look at what Coach Key is building, this is a perfect someone who understands marketing, media. I mean, we all knew this was going to happen. You go to Colorado next year, you know the same thing was going to happen next year at Bobby Dodd, man. It's just going to be a big game. If I had to make a prediction, I'm gonna go with the Jackets. Last year I went with the Buffs. I got clipped. I'm gonna roll with the Jackets. Hoping to get clipped.
I'm dead, man. I am dead. We'll definitely break down this matchup more as the season gets nearer, man. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's a great marketing play to me. Last year they played on a Friday night exclusive on ESPN, drew in a lot of viewers. I don't know if you know this, Bacon, but Georgia Tech was number 2 in viewership this past year, just behind the national championship runner-up Miami Hurricanes. So it's a team that's drawing the national eye, and why not have that exclusive night to open your season where everybody can see you? I think it's great for them. And then they play on Thursday. They get a little bit of a break. They won't play again until the 12th when they play, obviously, going up against Tennessee. I think that both in their favor, at least 9 days of rest after this game, which is, to my opinion, very smart. But, yeah, I think getting that exclusive window, playing in prime time, showcasing the world on that one night, what you can do and being on ESPN, I don't think it gets no better than that. The debut of potentially Alberto Mendoza. We'll see if they obviously have a QB competition. Get to see Justice Haynes in action. On that Thursday night, I think it's a great move for Georgia Tech and everything they want to do and build this year.
Fast. And everybody that's in noon in the extra 47, man, get your tickets, man. Go see Rodney, man. You know what I mean? Brother may not get in the game, but it's freshman. Go support the brother, man. Juju in the go-go. But you get away with words, but I like that, the go-go offense.
Go.
Put it on a t-shirt, man.
I'm dead. Juju and the go-go offense. But there y'all have it, man. We're excited, though. It should be a good game. I did a video on this, so y'all go check out my full reaction there. But should be a lot of fun to see Georgia Tech on that day. All right, Bacon, we got another couple ones I want you to look at before we wrap up the show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to look at this drill real quick. We're going to mute it. Hold on. What you think, Bacon? What you think about this drill?
What are we watching? Notre Dame
You watching
kickoff.
Notre Dame KO versus kick returner 1v1 drill. So I guess they're trying to get to that point and then obviously not allow them to get it. What you think?
Well, I still don't understand what I'm really watching. What type of what is this? Is kickoff? I understand. This is a gunner.
Yeah, they're trying to get to that spot, and he's trying to prevent him from getting here.
Okay. No, it's a good situational drill. I mean, I like what's coach's name? Ferguson? Not Ferguson.
Freeman.
That's it. I like what Coach Freeman does. To me, this is a high level. This is a high level drill. This is a new drill. It's high level. This is a drill they do all the time. But obviously, for this blow up, it's got to be a new drill. But you know, what I mean, the drills like this separate you from winning and losing. The details. So I mean, I still like to see how this translate to, and like just the visual, like the visual of how it translates to football. But obviously, I know it translates to this. I haven't figured it out visually yet.
For sure. I think it's a good drill. I think it's good. I think it just shows that, how fundamentally sound they be. Why they're able to make obviously a lot of plays on the field, different things like that, man, and why they're so technically sound for the most part. Notre Dame's usually always a pretty good coach team, so I think it's a good drill to me.
No, yeah, I agree. I just haven't figured it out yet.
I got you. All right, Bacon, we'll leave that there, man. Last college football topic. Not too much going on right now. We'll do this last one right here, but I want to get your take on this. Top SEC transfer portal commitments. I want to get your thoughts on this. Like, who do you think, if you had to choose out of this list of 10, who's going to be the most impactful? Who do you think was the best get?
Cam Coleman.
Okay, go ahead.
Explain? Man, Cam Coleman is the best receiver in college football right now. We didn't get to see it at Auburn due to his quarterback situation. Had the opportunity to see the young man at Central Phoenix City. Who did they play that night? I can't remember right now, but man, I know it's a high school game, but the brother looked like a creative player out there that night. But Cam Coleman is as advertised. Archie Manning came on very strong towards the end of his sophomore season. I think going into his junior season with the weapons that they've added, in addition to Cam Coleman, I think he's the most impactful player on this list.
Yeah, I think you made a great point. I'm not going to regurgitate everything you said, but yeah, you finally give Arch his wide receiver 1. Why would you not go there? I'm 1,000% with you. I'm gonna go with Sam Leavitt. I love some of these picks on here. Chaz Coleman to Tennessee. Obviously would be a great pickup for them in terms of the edge rusher. Byron Brown to Auburn could be the most impactful because they haven't had a quarterback in the last 2-3 seasons.
Yeah.
So you could put him as a pick on here as well. Rasheem Biles, with how virtuoso he is. Replacing Anthony Hill Jr. at the linebacker spot. We know how good he is. But I think it's Sam Leavitt because LSU hasn't had the quarterback they've needed to kind of get over the hump. Everybody talked about how good Garrett Nussmeier was. We see him take that precipitous drop off. I think with the mind of a Lane Kiffin, exactly, Bacon. I think with the mind of Lane Kiffin, the weapons they're going to have, obviously there, Jace, the pieces they're bringing in. They obviously brought in Corey Barber, see if he can have an impact as a true freshman. I think Sam Leavitt is best positioned with Lane Kiffin in order to thrive. We've seen it last year, no disrespect. I think he was really good. I call him QB1, Trinidad Chambliss. He obviously balled out, played at a high level. We see what that offense looked like with him at the helm. I think he can have. I think Sam Leavitt can have that same success, and he's done it, right? And when we look at the models and we look at what Sam Leavitt has done, right? He got his team to a quarterfinals. You know what I'm saying? That year with Cam Scatterbo, they lost to Texas, but had them boys on the ropes. This past year, he ended up getting injured, didn't play as well, but did really good things, right? They ended up beating Texas Tech at home. What Jordan Tyson ended up upsetting them. So this is a guy I think plays at a high level, and I think he has the weapons in order to be successful, and I think he's going to have a very good year with the LSU Tigers. I would pick him to be the starter, and I think he's going to be one of the most impactful players to me. I love the Cam Coleman pick. I would go there too, but to be different from you, Bacon, I'm going to go with Sam Leavitt.
I don't know, Najeh. I want to go out on a limb and say Jordan Seaton might be the most impactful player for the LSU Tigers, man. I mean, the most athletic lineman we've seen in a long time holding down that left side of the line. He gonna give Sam Leavitt 5 seconds back there alone. If he ain't there, we don't want to see Sam Leavitt too mobile. You bring in a bookend tackle like Jordan Seaton. Might be the most impactful player on that offense coming into the season, brother.
We'll see. We can always revisit this. We're gonna find out, Bacon.
Yes, sir.
We'll find out. Jimmy said they're showing you that if they're practicing special team drills with so much effort, they're serious about all of football.
Yeah. Well said, Jim.
And then he said, "Can y'all get Carver Columbus at Corky's spot next season?"
If they license us, yeah.
I'm dead. There you go. From the flesh, man. Well, Bacon, before we wrap up the show, man, any other comments you have before we get up out of here?
Yeah, man. Everybody just stay tuned. Stay tuned, man. The Just Citizen News Podcast and this, Najeh Bacon, Najeh Wilkins Bacon there. We're cooking up something, man. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss what's coming soon.
Period, man. We appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Appreciate y'all running the chat. Appreciate Jimmy Cash, man. Shout out to you. Appreciate Coach Ferdinand for tuning in. Jimmy Cash, as always. Appreciate you tapping in, my brother Trip Hicks. Thank you for being here and also supporting the show. Shout out to you. I Crap Greens, thank you as well for tuning in as well. You was one of the early ones as soon as the show started at 7:15, so we appreciate you, brother. And then Jarvis Britt, also appreciate you tuning in as well. I think he was on your YouTube, Bacon. So shout out to you for also tuning in and watching the show. And again, we're gonna try to keep these going for y'all every Monday. Try to bring in guests. Like I said, I think how we'll do it, me and Bacon probably Mondays. We'll probably try to get coaches on. Especially obviously we do the players and stuff as well, but we'll probably try to send it around coaches, get more people to tap in, tell it like you've seen it tonight. Tell coach's story in a different way, man, and let them be authentic in themselves. That's our platform. We ain't trying to be all buttoned up. Spawn can do that, but we trying to be authentic, let them tell a story in their own obviously unique way. So wanted to obviously point that out. We'll be back, me and Bacon, Thursday at obviously 8 p.m. We're going to try to have on several guests for our Sizzle News Hoops podcast. If you're into hoops, man, we'll be back at 8. I will be alone tomorrow with head coach of Lovejoy, Jabari Wilder, but stay tuned for that. Should be a lot of fun on Tuesday night, man. I'll be back for my college football show on Wednesday, and then Thursday I'll be live at 6 p.m. for the recruiting show, man. But appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll see you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your night, and you know what to do, man. It's just Sizzle News. See y'all next one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Peace.
Dreams came.